What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, my name's Chris. Hey, how you doing? And I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. And that's also what I share here on this channel, my lifestyle. I share my life, I share my progress, and I also share the results. Whether they're good or bad, I keep it real each week, documenting a few different things across my life. And in this video, I want to give you a quick update of what's been happening on the channel and what's going to be changing on the channel and how does that look going forward. But don't freak out, it's only good news. Now, if you're new here or not, don't worry, I'm going to break down the channel structure, how everything works, what I've got planned for you guys, and what you can expect to see going forward. And that includes basically going through the overall theme of the channel, the content buckets of this channel, the release schedule of the different videos coming out on this channel, and also, if you hang around, I'll also talk about some bonus material as well, in case you're interested. So at the time of this video, of me recording it, I literally, in the last 24 hours, have just dropped 105 episodes of my Further Your Lifestyle podcast. I've been doing that on a separate channel. However, I've made the decision to bring that over here because I feel like it just fits right with the full ecosystem of what I'm trying to create here for you and for the future people to join the channel. Now, YouTube did just announce that they're introducing a new medium called YouTube Podcasts. So it naturally makes sense to bring my podcast from a separate channel and actually incorporate it and integrate it into this existing channel because it actually encompasses everything that I talk about anyway, and it kind of overlaps, so it just makes sense. So what are the overall themes of this channel? Well, essentially, this is how I see it, and this is how I would break it down. About making progress, documenting my own journey, small business mindset, running, self-growth, and side hobbies and quests. All of this encompasses my lifestyle, my passions, and my hustles, and that is then essentially overarched by my Further Your Lifestyle podcast, essentially because that's talking about hustles, passions, and lifestyle. So with that in mind, what are the content buckets? Well, essentially, the content buckets are just the types of content you can expect to see here on a regular basis. Now, if you have been here for a while, which if you have, there's 2,050 of you here at the time of filming this, I really do appreciate you. You would be familiar with what I drop here on a regular basis. But if you are new here or you're not too sure what I do actually release, well, these are the types of content that I'll be doing going forward and that I have been doing somewhat already. Content bucket number one is small business mindset. Now, I like to provide weekly business updates talking about my small business and also talking about some of the philosophy or I guess theory or even the mindset that comes with building a business, especially building a business for your own lifestyle. And that's what I like to bring. I bring that each week and all the challenges that come with that. And also I document, the progress and I share the reality of how I'm progressing, what's working, what's not. And I also take you guys on a few different insights of behind the scenes and the show and tell of what's been happening. And essentially that's broken down into usually something topical. I talk about the business progress on a weekly basis. I give you the show and tell, as I just said, the behind the scenes, and you'll also find content sometimes directly focused on edutainment, which is essentially education and entertainment combined. The next content bucket is sourcing fodder. Now, sourcing fodder is essentially just the way that I source my goods for my business. It's just something I coined way back when, and it's kind of just stuck. So that includes like thrift ride-alongs when I'm going out on a savers run, or maybe just how I'm sourcing or finding different ways of actually bringing in the stuff that I sell to the business. And they're usually a lot more fun. They're a bit more relaxed, and I also do a bit of banter. Sometimes I have people join me. We also open up a lot of packets of chips and other little things along the way. So that's more for fun, a bit of excitement, but I also like to share and teach and show the reality of sometimes you get some really good stuff and sometimes you don't. And that's what I want to make sure I bring, forefront the most is the reality of it and not try and just make it all exciting, but actually make it real. The other content bucket I then have are my live streams. I do these on a weekly basis, usually once a week on a Wednesday night, and we'll talk about the schedule very soon. But essentially in this, it's where I answer questions, we chat, we hang out, I open up Pokemon cards, I do giveaways, we do fundraising, and anything else that happens in between. That might change, it might not, but each year for the last couple of years, I've been doing an annual fundraiser for Backpack for Vic Kids, which I'm a huge, big supporter of. And the first year we did $2,000, the second year we did $5,000. This year, at the time of this video, which is 2023, we're aiming for $10,000 this year. So exciting things like that. But, most of the time we just give back, have some fun, and hang out. The other content bucket is running for my best life. Now, I did steal that off my friend Anthony. He has a channel called Running for My Best Life. But essentially, I like the parallel that it brings because when I do document my running, a lot of it is for my own personal self journey to grow and to be a better version of myself. And I also document actually my progress of going for an ultra marathon or going for a marathon, or just showing up and how that actually relates to the broader elements or the broader perspective of life. So this might include small updates to my running, just everyday random runs, or it might be actually something really philosophical, or it might even just be me actually documenting a 20-week training plan, training for a 50k ultra marathon. I'll be doing another one of those this year. And the final content bucket that I've got planned at this point is the Further Your Lifestyle podcast, which, as I said, I've recently just released that here on the channel. It's something I was a bit scared to do, but I think it fits right. And after doing this video, I can see how well it actually does fit. And a big shout out to my mate Drew. He actually gave me some really good insight on making this decision. And I wanted to give him a big shout out and some thanks because he did help me make that decision. So the podcast, Further Your Lifestyle, and essentially it's talking about lifestyle, passions, and hustles. And the whole premise of that is really just to bring you things that will enable you, things that will inspire you, and things that will help you pursue to do the same yourself. You know, to whether it's pursue a hobby, whether it's to pursue a passion, whether it's to build a lifestyle that you're proud of, or to start a hustle, or whatever it may be, bringing all the elements of what that actually encompasses and helping you get through that. Now, I've been doing my own journey for the last 2.5 years. It's been an exciting journey. I left the 9 to 5 to build that podcast and also to build a business that I'm proud of and that suits my lifestyle. And it hasn't been easy, but it's been a big challenge and it's been a lot of fun along the way as well. And being able to document that and then talk about all the different things that I can draw from that and from my running into this podcast with guests, with my solo episodes, and just some different ideas as well. It's been a very, very exciting venture to actually do. And now I really just want to make sure that I'm bringing that here forefront at the most to make sure you understand that, you know, that is really my brand, is to help you further your own lifestyle. And if I can help you do that in one way or another, I will. Whether it's through the videos, whether it's having a conversation in the comments or via message or via Instagram, or maybe it's via email, or maybe it's a Zoom call, however it may be. That is essentially the whole premise of the podcast. Anyway, I digress. So that is the other content bucket that you can expect to see here, is the Further Your Lifestyle podcast. So what about the release schedule? Well, if you've been here for a while, you'll know I've got a pretty consistent routine. But if you're not sure, this is how it goes. Mondays between 5 and 6 p.m, on most cases, I release my small business mindset video, which is basically giving you the weekly update on the business. This includes sometimes those edutainment kind of episodes where we might break down, you know, the math of making money via reselling, or we might just be talking about the actual progress. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been sharing my attempt and the adventure and the roller coaster ride of actually moving my business into a bigger storage unit. And that's been exciting. There's been a lot of lessons from that, and I share that with you. So other things you'll see are behind the scenes for the business, show and tell, and just me keeping it real and sharing how I'm feeling. It's kind of like a vlog in some sense, but really just sharing how it is and answering any questions that people might have had. We then have Wednesdays. Wednesdays between 5 and 6 p.m. Usually I drop my sourcing fodder video, and that's really just to keep you guys informed of how I've been sourcing, what I've been doing out on a thrift run, as I said before. And I usually do that. It might be a couple of weeks behind. I also show you anything that I did sell and keep you up to date on that. So you can expect to see them between 5 and 6 p.m. And then if you do hang around after that, at 8:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, most of the time, I actually do a live stream as well. And that's where you can hang out, do the Pokemon cards, do the giveaways, and ask any questions, and I'll answer live. We then have Saturday 9 a.m. where I usually drop my running kind of content. Actually, at the time of this video, that's what this video was, giving you an update on the channel, but usually it's my running video or something running related. And then on Sundays at 9 a.m, you will now have the Further Your Lifestyle podcast dropping here on the YouTube channel. Of course, if you do want to listen to Further Your Lifestyle from an audio only perspective, there is the option for Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those great places. But I think you'll find Google Podcasts is actually moving into YouTube podcasts. So that's the schedule, that's the routine, and you've heard about the content buckets and the themes. So what about that bonus material? Well, there's a few other things that I have planned for the channel. I want to continue to do some short form content as well. That will be for the business. I'll do some stuff around the podcast, as well as just some everyday shares. Maybe it's just some things that I enjoy doing or something random, but most of the time it will probably be for the business or for the podcast. I also have memberships. I actually have 2 tiers of members. The first one is a coffee club member, and that's basically for you to get basically bragging rights to being part of this channel, supporting the channel, and you just get the perk of being able to have a little badge and being part of one of the members. There is a top tier membership, which is essentially the champion member, and that actually gets access to a monthly Zoom call where we hang out. we answer questions, we help each other, we support each other. We've been doing basically accountability chats. We do have a message group as well where we just share and basically keep each other accountable and hang out. It's growing, not super quick, but I'm really grateful for the people that are in there so far, and it absolutely means the world to me. There is no pressure to sign up to a membership. By all means, you do not have to do that, but it is something there as an extra perk if someone is interested. And of course, it does support the channel. Actually, all the Pokemon cards, all the books that I do give away is funded purely by what money is raised on this channel, meaning from ads, meaning from the membership, or any donations. I put that back into the channel to help it grow and to give back to you guys. It's a way of saying thank you. So that's the bonus material. Look, there is actually one other thing. I do also have a weekly newsletter that comes out. It's not YouTube related. It's basically just a deeper dive. I do share a few more little insight things there for those that are following that newsletter. And that comes out on a weekly basis at 9 PM on Mondays. If you do want access to this, I'll put it up on screen, or you can jump down in the description and dive in. And that is the update to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. We've had quite a few people join in the last week of me in lead up to doing this actual video. And I want to say, hey, how you doing? Thanks for being here. And of course, I'm very excited for what's to come, and I'm very motivated for what's to come as well. And I hope you stick around and hang out. For those that have been here for a bit of a journey already, it means the absolute world to me. And because of you, I'm able to keep doing this because I'm motivated, I'm encouraged, and I appreciate each and every like, each and every comment, every subscription, all that jazz. It really does mean the world to me. So, if you do have any questions or any thoughts, comments, please chuck them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them or get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, let's go on an amazing journey together. I'll share and document my progress. If you've got your own little thoughts, ideas of what you're trying to achieve, I would love to hear what you're trying to do too. I'm more than happy to hear, listen, and, spur you on as well. Appreciate you. You have a wonderful day. Cheers.